If you're a Christian woman in midlife, you already know. This season comes with some big shifts. Maybe your kids are grown, your career is changing, you're caregiving for a loved one, or you just feel like this stirring in your spirit that it's time for a change. You're left standing there thinking, now what? In basketball, when you change it up, whether that's the direction of the ball or the pace of the game, it's called a pivot. One foot stays planted, but you turn to face a new direction. In midlife, we pivot when we remain anchored in God's truth while adjusting to a new season. Pivoting may seem like a simple thing, but the fact is that letting go of what was and stepping into what's next is not just an emotional challenge, it's a brain challenge. And your brain, she's pretty bossy sometimes. She loves the familiar, even when the familiar is holding you back. Now, this isn't a weakness or even a flaw, it's wiring. God designed our brains to keep us safe, and sometimes that means holding on to old patterns. In midlife, those patterns might look like avoiding new opportunities, clinging to routines that no longer serve you, or replaying the same thoughts because they feel familiar. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage you, it's actually trying to protect you. But with God's help and some brain smart strategies, you can gently retrain your mind to recognize what's truly safe, what's truly good, and what's truly part of your next chapter. Let's take a look at 10 steps to help you pivot in midlife. Steps that honor both how God designed your brain and how He calls you to live with purpose. And if you want to go deeper, Mary Beth and I have created a free resource, the Pivot Map 5-Day Devotional. It's kind of like GPS for your next chapter, but without that annoying recalculating voice. Download it now. The link's in the description, and it's free. Pause and pray. Before you charge into action, pause. Pray. Ask God for wisdom, peace, and perspective. Identify the shift. What's actually changing? Is it your role, your relationships, your daily rhythms? Name it. Clarity brings direction. Name the loss and the gain. Change often means losing something, but it can also mean gaining something unexpected. It's important to allow space to grieve, but also make space to dream. Reframe the story. Instead of thinking, this is happening to me, try, this is happening for me. It changes how your brain processes the event and helps you see God's hand at work. Know your pivot point. For us, pivot stands for pause, identify, voice it, own your discomfort, and trust the process. These are your anchors when everything else feels like it's moving.
Pivot! 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 Pivot!
Before we move on, I want to pause and remind you that you don't have to master all 10 steps today or even this year, because change takes time and God works in the big leaps and in the tiny pivots. So, personal story here. I still remember the day we packed up and we moved from Phoenix to Tucson. New city, new house, new chapter. On paper, it kind of sounded like an adventure, but in reality, it was a full-on free fall. I had left my job, my friends, and my familiar rhythms. The things that gave me my life, my shape, and my steadiness, gone. Our house was a maze of unpacked boxes. I couldn't find things. I couldn't make coffee for like 2 days, which is probably why I was crying over the laundry basket. I didn't have my old identity anymore. I wasn't Mary Beth the counselor in a well-connected community, but I also wasn't sure who I was going to be. I was stuck in the middle, that strange and disorienting crossing where the old world was behind me, but the new one not quite in sight. And every day felt confusing and overwhelming and oddly quiet, like God had put me in the waiting room and no magazines to read. But here is what I learned in the in-between. It's not a mistake. It's kind of a sacred place where God untangles the old, rewires inside, and He prepares you for what's next. If this has been helpful, would you take a second to hit the like button so more women can find this encouragement? And we'd love to hear your story. What's one pivot you've made in midlife? Share in the comments so we can cheer you on. And if you need a little extra hope for the journey, check out our free Songs for the Journey playlist in the description.
Practice brain smart habits. Your brain resists change. It sees it as a threat. Use deep breathing, journaling, and positive visualization to calm your amygdala, that's your emotional center of the brain, and strengthen your prefrontal cortex, that's your rational, logical brain center. Set gentle, clear goals. Take small, consistent steps towards your goals. This prevents overwhelm and helps your momentum grow. Build your support circle. God designed us for community. You're not meant to go through change alone. Find people who will encourage you, pray with you, and offer wisdom. Expect the dip. Every change comes with a low point. Expect it, and it won't scare you into quitting. Your brain's reward system gives you a burst of dopamine for early progress, but as the novelty wears off, that dopamine drops and motivation temporarily declines. Knowing this can go a long way to helping you understand that dips are normal. It isn't because you've done anything wrong. It's how we are designed. Finally, celebrate the wins. Even if it's small, celebrate it. Gratitude rewires your brain and reinforces forward motion.
Hey, if you made it to the end, you're officially part of our inner circle. So keep showing up, keep trusting God's timing, and keep watching the videos because your pivot story, it's still being written. See you next time.